What is going on, guys? Today we are in the storage shed. I don't think I've ever made a video in here yet, but we got this last spring when we moved, since we moved out of my old place where we had a storage unit like at the apartment, so we didn't have to have one of these. So now we have one. What I'm doing today is I'm getting ready for teal season, and so what I'm going to be doing is I'm taking my teal decoys. I've got some with these little hook weights on them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a dozen decoys set up for teal season. So a quick little tour. We got a bunch of decoys hanging around. We got some there, some over here, some over here. We got my full bodies back there, waders, more crap, layout blinds. And then we got just a bunch of like random house stuff. So it's kind of half and half. It's kind of where we just kind of keep everything. So let's get these teal rigged up and let's talk about some teal decoys. So I'm going to try and make my life a little bit easier this year during teal season. I'm going to use these rig 'em rights instead of just having these decoys in the bag. So I'm going to take these and put them on some rig 'em rights. I'm going to try and keep a mix of some mallard hen decoys and put some of these green wing teal decoys, maybe a couple mallard drake decoys, and make a dozen or so out of that. So something to remember during teal season and when you're picking out your decoys and trying to figure out if you need to buy decoys or whatever, remember that they don't look like this in September. So these decoys are meant to replicate fully plumed birds. So they've got all the colors that they would during later in the season. But since it's September, the birds aren't fully plumed, they're still eclipsed. And so the drakes are not going to look like this. The drakes are more or less going to look like this, and this is a green wing hen, this is a green wing drake. In order to be a little bit more realistic, I don't like to throw out fully plumed mallard drakes or whatever. I like to make my spread primarily hen decoys because the drakes are still in the eclipse phase. So if you're into making your spread look more realistic, keep that in mind, where they're not going to look like this, they're going to look more like this. So go a little heavier on the hens if you can. So another tip that I have for you guys when you're rigging up your decoys, whether it be for teal season or for regular duck season, is that when you are rigging them, you have multiple spots to rig the decoy up. There's a front one on this one and a back one on this one. And what I like to do is kind of switch them up. I like to have some facing one way, some facing the other. And the reason behind doing that is the weight will pull the decoy. Let's see, here we go. So this is just for example. It works with Texas rigs, works with these guys, doesn't matter. So I've got my weight and the duck decoy is sitting in the water, and the wind will push the decoy, and so it's gonna be pulled on this end, and so the line will be taut one way and the decoy will be facing this way. But if it's tied in the back, let's say it's tied in the back for this instant, and the wind is pushing it this way, it will face that way. And so if you guys haven't noticed or you didn't know or anything along those lines, ducks usually face all in the same direction when they're about to take off. They're alerted and they're looking at something and they're all thinking the same thing. That's a threat to me and I need to get out of here, and then they take off. So to avoid your decoy spread looking like a bunch of ducks that are about to fly away, tie them in the front and in the back, or clip them on your rig 'em rights on both the holes, and that will allow your decoys to float freely but also look very lively. That's what I'm trying to do right here with these decoys. So here's what we've got. I've got 9 teal decoys. Looks like 3 of them are drakes, 6 of them are hens, and I've also got 3 magnum teal decoys. That was a joke. These are mallard hen decoys and 1 mallard drake decoy because mallards broke. Now that that's done, I've got my waders, I've got my backpack that I'm going to do another video on, and that is about it. I think we're going to be ready for teal season. I'm going to do some scouting later this week, and hopefully things will play out to where we're gonna kill birds this weekend. I figured it'd be a good idea to make a video for you guys talking about teal decoys and how I set up for teal season. I might take more than just these dozen. I could end up taking some of these other decoys that we got. This one's like friggin' massive. I don't know about that, but we'll just have to see. I don't know what birds look like. I haven't even done any scouting, so I'm gonna have to go look, and hopefully things will work out to where we're gonna be killing some birds this weekend. If you want to follow me on my social media, go for it. It's right there. I've got Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. Follow me on there. If you want to pick up one of these cool Mallywhacker Outfitters hats, go over to mallywhackeroutfitters.com and pick one up. That is all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.